We have a new update out of the president on the $2,000 stimulus check, or $2,000 dividend payment, as he likes to call it. Now, the president was just out yesterday in an interview with the New York Times. He indicated when we'll likely see these payments arriving, and he also indicated a potential executive order. Well, I want to point it all out for you here in this video, and I do also have this article right here, which I will pop up on the screen in just a second so you can see and read for yourself exactly what they're talking about, and we'll explain all the details as we finally got this new update, because it's been a little while since we've heard the president mention a whole lot about this. He's actually been focusing on some other things recently, which I think we all recognize what's going on, right? But anyway, it's nice to finally get another update out of him. And again, I'll put this on the screen here in just a second. You can read it, and we will talk about all of this. Now, it's actually been about 2 months since he originally floated this idea with a post back on November 9th, where he indicated a dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone, right? And then he came out the very next day and doubled down on that and indicated low and middle-income people would be the ones to actually get this. And again, I've clarified that multiple times in other videos over the last 2 months or so. Now, the very next day, again, in about mid-November, the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, also came out and indicated income thresholds around $100,000 or less would be those individuals that'd be eligible for this. Again, some key details. Now, I want to be 100% fair with you. As we speak right here, right now, we still do not have the official proposal out of the president or out of the administration as far as what they actually are going to have as parameters around this to actually determine someone's full eligibility, okay? We just know it's based on income. It's always based on income. That's the only thing they care about for the most part, right? A social security number and income. That's what they care about, okay? And again, we heard the Treasury Secretary say under $100,000. Anyway, let's pop this up right here, right now. Feel free to read through the details of this. Let me pull out the key details of this. Now, again, this comes out of an interview yesterday out of the president. Now, drop a comment down below. Just a simple yes or no. Do you think we're going to get this $2,000 out of the president, this $2,000 stimulus check, the $2,000 dividend payment? Yes, you think we're going to get it? No, you don't think we're going to get it. I would love to see those of you in this community. What do you think is the probability? And do you just think, yes or no, we're going to get this? I'd love to hear from you if you want to share. Again, drop your comment down below. Anyway, so president in this interview from yesterday with the New York Times indicated he does not need congressional approval to do this. Who's going to do it then? Well, that would only lead one avenue at that point. An executive order, right? Okay, so he's indicating he could do this through executive order, which that's still kind of up for debate. Again, that's been up for debate for the last couple months here. Some people are saying, yes, he absolutely can. Some other people are suggesting, no, he absolutely cannot. Well, he's saying that he does not need congressional approval, okay? Well, if he really does not need congressional approval and he really can do this through executive order, which a lot of the consensus is leaning toward, yeah, he actually could do this through executive order, but there's still some people that are saying, oh, no, it couldn't be done through executive order. Either way, there's a lot of people that suggest that he can. Anyway, if he can do this through executive order, that's a huge win for him and this agenda, right? If he really wants to do this, and if the money is available, which I'm just going to say this, the money is always available. The federal government has unlimited amounts of money. There's just been a lot of comments, and there's been, different articles that are out there saying they don't have any money. The federal government never has any money, right? The federal government is $38.5 trillion in debt. Yeah, of course they don't have any money. How do they get money? Well, they get money from a lot of sources, right? Tariffs are one, income taxes are another. I mean, the list goes on and on. They have all kinds of sources of income, and they can just print money if they need to, right? I mean, they have tons of ways that they can get money. Essentially, the federal government is completely broke with $38.5 trillion in debt nationally, but at the same time, they also have the ability to just manufacture money out of thin air whenever they want it. So, okay, they're as broke as can be, but yet they can still print it up as much as they want. So, I mean, take your pick, right? So anyway, I think all of us, if we had our own printing press, I think we'd all say, sure, I'll be in as much debt as I want because I can just print more whenever I want it. Exactly. The ability of the federal government. Amazing, right? So anyway, what a lifestyle that would be. That's what they're doing. Anyway, point being is that he indicates sometime later in the year, which again, no shock whatsoever. We've known this for a very long time. He said later in the year. Again, he's mentioned that maybe, I don't know, a month or so ago, back in maybe mid-December, give or take a little bit, in a separate interview, which I have a video right here on the channel of him speaking, indicating that. You can watch it for yourself. I have no idea the title of that video, and I'm not even sure when I published that, but it's probably around mid-December. But again, drop a comment down below. Why do you think, let's all put our thinking caps on for a second, why do you think we'd possibly see this, I don't know, maybe the end of the year, maybe, I don't know, mid-October, a little bit right before, early November? Does anybody want to take a wild guess on why we might see it around that time if we see it in the first place? Okay, obviously we could see it anytime basically between now and then. In fact, I had a video out maybe, I don't know, a week, 10 days ago, something like that, give or take a little bit, early on in the year. Okay, so like the first couple days of January here, 2026, I had a video out and I said 2026 is the year. 2026 is basically the year. If we're going to get it, it's going to happen this year. If it doesn't happen in 2026, it's not going to happen outside of a major economic contraction, a major recession, and that be a economically based stimulus to basically pump the market and basically, pump the economy, right? But again, I had that video out maybe like, I don't know, a week ago, 10 days ago, something like that. It was around there. I had that video out and I said, basically, this is the year. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it in 2026 and it's going to be before November. And we already know that, okay? So we're basically down to the wire here. What's it going to be? In the next 10 months, call it. Do we get it or don't we get it, right? So anyway, he indicated that as well, is that sometime later in the year. Again, drop your comments down below. Why would any of us suspect that we may see it later in the year, right? That's like the most obvious thing in the world. We all know, okay? By the way, I'm not making a political video. All of them do this, okay? They all do it. This is nothing against the current administration, nothing against previous administrations. They all do the same thing. It's just ridiculous. We know how the game works, but if it means that they're going to cut us a check, does it mean that we might be willing to play along with their little game to get a check? I don't know. Take your pick, right? Anyway, this is the latest update here. Just want to bring this to your attention. I want you to see this article for yourself. And again, this is the interview right there with the president with the New York Times that took place yesterday, indicating he does not need congressional approval. In other words, hashtag executive order is what he means by that. And also later on this year. And again, I wouldn't hold them to that much so far yet, okay? If we start to see a lot of negativity around like the approval rating and things like that, they may do something to pump that up before November, right? If they wait until the middle of October, it may be too late at that point. Too many people may already have their minds set up. They may need to do this sooner than that to get people like, back in a good mood, people happy, people, approving of the administration and things like that, okay? I'm just saying, you got to think through this, logically and think, okay, if they do this in mid-October, which honestly would be cool, but are people at that point so fed up that they've already made up their mind what they're going to do in early November, okay? Anyway, I don't know. I'm not here to influence you. I'm just simply saying these are the latest updates. This is what we know as of right now. And I want to bring you the updates, as I promised you, every single day as we get more information coming across the wire. Anyway, I hope this helps you. As always, please subscribe if you're new here. Please share the video. Big share button down below. Otherwise, I'm going to say it, which is this. If you happen to be one of the 70 million people on Medicare, make sure to call Chapter. I can't tell you how many comments I've seen lately, people saying, I can't see my doctor anymore. I can't go to my office, my clinic, my hospital system. My prescription is costing me a ton now. Call Chapter, please. I can't emphasize this enough. I don't know what else to say to you. It's right there, free. If you're on Medicare, call them. You may have some flexibility right now. Even right now in early 2026, about 33 million people on Medicare have flexibility. I'm just saying, call them, see what your options are. You may have some flexibility to make sure that you're not on the hook for massive medical expenditures because your Medicare plan may not be right for you. You may have some flexibility. Call them, okay? They've already helped thousands of you in this community, again, collectively saving over $2 million a year just from those of you in this community that are saving that amount of money because you called Chapter right there. Anyway, I think you get that. All right, anyway, by the way, drop a comment down below after you talk to them, or if you've already talked to them, use the word chapter within your comment. That's the keyword I search for to find these comments. I'd love to feature you and also add your comment to my list of comments that I keep adding up here that I still need to update, and I'll continue to feature you in upcoming videos. All right, anyway, please subscribe if you're new here. Please share the video, big share button down below. Until next time, have a good one, take care, and I will see you again very soon in the next video. Okay.